Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm seeing everyone starting to come in. And if you would love to share in the chat box on the right, where if you don't see it, then you just click on the bottom icon that says chat, and then it'll pop up on your screen to the right. Let us all know where you are joining us from in the world, and make sure that all of you guys are muted. This is being recorded, so I just want to make sure that we get a clean recording. And if you are on video, beautiful. Just so you know, for some of you that are shy and don't want to be on video today, it won't be in the recording that's being sent out to everyone. The video is really just for us to connect and really see each other online as we are here live. And unless you do come on and either have a question or do want to get coached at the end of the call, then your video will pop up. So beautiful, I'm seeing Pilar from Barcelona. Welcome, Pilar. Mark from Geneva, welcome back. Jess from Barcelona. Steffi from Germany, beautiful. Isabel from Mallorca, amazing. Lena from Seattle, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm here in Barcelona and it looks like a London day. It has been raining, the skies are gray. And so yeah, it's very interesting, the weather today. But I love seeing some of you out. I think some of you are somewhere sunny. I can see your videos, so beautiful to see where you guys are in the world. And can some of you just share if you were on the call last week, just in the chat box? You can just type if you were on the call last week. Beautiful, just to see that we still have our tribe continuing to connect with us and continuing just to really make our vibrations high during this time of isolation and uncertainty. Okay, so I do see we have some that were here last week, beautiful, some that weren't here. So welcome, welcome all the ones that are joining us again and those that are joining us for the first time. And just to let you know, I think there was needed some clarification about the registering. So if you've registered at least once to get the information in terms of the Zoom link and password, then there's no need to register again. You will automatically be sent the weekly link and password and the recording for every session, whether you attend live or you don't. So just to let you know and have some clarification around that, just so that doesn't add another to-do on your list. Okay, beautiful. So I think we're going to go ahead and start. I'd love to just have a check-in and kind of sense the energy from everybody that's here live. And if you can just type in the chat box 2 words to describe how you're feeling in this moment, just a 2-word check-in. And you can just go ahead and type that in. Okay, Christine says good. I imagine everyone's still typing. Focus. Connected and grateful. Beautiful. Positive today. Love it. Relatively upbeat. Amazing. Centered. Pilar shares that she's feeling anxious but positive. Beautiful. I love that you're still feeling expansive, even though there is that natural feeling of feeling contracted right now at this time in our world and this time in history in our lifetime. Isabel says quite positive but tired. Christine, creative. Mark feeling positive but depleted in energy. And Anna's saying that she feels sad. So those that are just joined in, we're just doing a 2-word check-in just to see how everyone's feeling today, How's your energy on the call live? I don't know, we've shared where everyone's joining us from, but where I'm in Barcelona, we are in week 3 of lockdown. And what I've noticed just from, you know, doing these calls, as well as still coaching my clients around the world and with my children as well, that, you know, the energy is starting to shift. I think there was a lot of anxious energy in the beginning, and not having this feeling of uncertainty. But then as we go through the week, I think, at least I know with my children, and now that we're on week 3, like having some sense of routine or normalcy will give a bit of that feeling of certainty back. And I know in the beginning it just felt a little bit more chaotic. Okay, Virginia says generally well, but today anxious. Beth, anxious and broke. Ray, busy and productive. Hi, Ray. Okay, so I do feel that, yes, there is still a feeling of anxiety, which is completely normal. I think I did share on the call last week, and for those of you that have just registered for this week, when you get the recording for the call this week, you will be sent to the site where you'll have access to all the previous recordings and future recordings if you can't join us live. I was mentioning last week, and for those of you that may have joined me, that it's really important that we honor our process and whatever it is that we're feeling, right? So there could be a sense of sadness, there can be a sense of anger or despair or anxiety, and it's really important to allow yourself to feel that. Because if you really think about it, it's 5-6 stages of grief. That's really what we are feeling in this moment. Whether you have physically lost somebody, and my heart goes out to you if you have lost someone during this time, and to the coronavirus, or if you lost a job or you lost a client. And the fact that we've all just lost our way of life, our way of being, and how we know, our sense of normal, there is this sense of grief. So it's really important that we allow ourselves to really feel into that. And I can talk more about that after we do the breath work and meditation. So I just really want to acknowledge each and every one of you for being here today. You know, this is really to support each and every one of you, whether I know you personally, or you followed me, or perhaps you've joined through someone else that has recommended this session. This is as much for you as it is for me. I've been doing literally only live sessions and workshops and events and retreats for almost 7 years now. And last week was my first time that I've ever put myself out there doing an online event, but really feeling the opportunity to be more of service and to really connect with each and one of you as we are all self-isolating, quarantine, lockdown, whatever it is that you are calling it, wherever you are dialing in from. So we're going to go ahead and go into the breath work. And I'm going to talk about the different breaths that we'll be using today. And then we're going to go straight into a guided meditation. And what I love so much about breath work, and if you want to just type in the chat box if you are completely new to breath work, I think probably that's the easiest. As some of you I'm familiar with, you either on my call before, or you are one of my clients or have been in my events. The way that breathwork works is that, you know, it's one of the things that we can physiologically control, right? So when we are feeling anxious, when we're feeling scared and fearful and stressed, like our body literally contracts, our muscles, our lungs, and we're not breathing deeply and consciously. And this puts us in this fight or flight mode. If you are aware of that, we have these two modes of our nervous system. So even these small things, even if someone's not physically punching us, or they're not physically doing something to our body, but we see something on the news, or somebody says something on social media, and then all of a sudden we feel anxious and stressed and scared and fearful. This physiologically has an effect on our body, which negatively affects not just our physical state, but our emotional and our mental state as well. So when we control our breath, when we do breath work and these breathing practices, we allow ourselves to literally focus on the breath, which allows us to be more present, which allows us to be more calm, calming the nervous system, calm that monkey chatter in our mind, and really allows us to just be grounded in our physical body. Because a lot of what we're doing, excuse me, is that we are past tripping or we're future tripping. We're worried about what will happen, you know, tomorrow or in the next hour, or we worried about something that happened to us before and that perhaps it may happen again. And this is where the stress and anxiety comes from, right? It's this feeling of uncertainty. But if you really feel into the idea that virus or no virus, our life is always full of uncertainty. We don't know how much time we'll have on this earth. We don't know what the next hour will bring. We don't know how long we'll be with somebody, or how, you know, if we're gonna outlive if our children will outlive us. Like it's a whole bunch of uncertainty in our lives. So it's really an opportunity to really feel into this practice of breath work and meditation and just being more present, because that's really all that we have control over is this present moment. And we don't really have control over what happens outside of us. But what we have control over is the experience we give to our experience, how we feel inside, right? And how we behave, how we react to a certain situation or to whatever is happening to us outside of ourselves. So no one wanted to share who is new to breath work, but that's okay. If you want to go ahead and chat, you can mention in the chat box. So I'm going to discuss the two breathing practices that we're going to do today, and then we're going to do them together, and then we're going to go straight into the guided meditation. Okay, so the first one is called, I did this last week, and I usually do these in my meditation sessions that I do live, is Kapalabhati breathing, which is called breath of fire. So it's something that is used it's a Kundalini breath. It's also used in Jivamukti yoga. So normally you would have a breath retention at the end, but for all intents and purposes and for our practice today, we're just going to go ahead and do 3 rounds without a breath retention. Then we're going to go into another breathing practice. So how this one works, and I'm just going to, so that you can see my hand on my belly. Can you see my hand on my belly? So the way that this works is that you're going to breathe in and out through the nose. This is a nasal breath with the mouth closed, okay? And so it's a forceful exhalation and a passive inhalation, which is counterintuitive to what we're used to, right? So I'm going to demonstrate for you, and I'm going to place my hand onto my belly so that you can see how this works. I'm going to just go back a little bit. And so again, forceful exhalation, and then the inhalation will naturally rebound. So this is how it works. Okay, so a way that if you are new to this practice, a way that I've been taught that you can literally do it yourself and imagine is if you slightly open your mouth, and we can all do this together. You slightly open your mouth and you imagine a dog panting, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And then close your mouth. Okay, so did everybody feel that? Did anyone have questions about that breath? So again, that was the breath of fire. So this is really a beautiful breath. This is the one that I literally do every morning before my own meditation practice. And it really helps to calm the mind, helps to calm the nervous system. And it's also beautiful. It helps to circulate the blood all throughout our organs, through to the brain. It also helps like a really deep internal massage to our organs down here and in our diaphragm. So we're going to do 3 rounds. We're going to do 1 round of 50, 60, then 70. Okay, so we're going to do that together. And then we're going to go straight into the second breath work. So I'm going to talk about how this is right now, so that way when we close our eyes, we can go straight into both practices and into the meditation. So the other one is very simple, right? We're going to still keep our eyes closed. We're going to inhale. Again, it's all nasal breath. The mouth is closed. So you're going to inhale for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 8. So you're going to inhale and then exhale, double the count, okay? So it's inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's what we're going to do after the Kapalabhati breathing. We're going to inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 8. If you are feeling really comfortable with the breath work, or you are used to these type of practices, you can go ahead and increase that. You can do 5, inhale 5, exhale 10, or inhale 6, exhale 12. Okay, so really just feel into your own intuition and what will serve your body best in this moment. So does anyone have any questions before we start the breath work? Because right after the breath work, we're going to go right into the guided meditation. No questions? Okay. Everyone's being quiet today. They're just ready to go. I'm ready too. Let's do it. Okay, beautiful. So wherever you are seated, if you are sitting down in a bolster, beautiful, cross-legged, sitting in your couch, on your couch, not in your couch. If you are on a chair, you can cross-leg as well, or bring both feet flat onto the earth so that you are completely grounded. Okay? So we're gonna go ahead and close the eyes. And let's just take some deep cleansing breaths just to really release any tension from this day. Take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth, exhale. Inhale and release. Beautiful. One more deep breath in and release. Good. So you can go ahead and place both hands onto your knees or thighs, or one hand onto your belly. And let's just do 2 more deep cleansing breaths. This time, just in and out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway. And begin 40 pumpings. And start to slow down for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, keeping your eyes closed. Just noticing the effects of the breathing practice. Beautiful. Okay, second round, this time 50 pumpings. First, taking 2 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale halfway, and begin 50 pumpings. Start to slow down the pumpings for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping your eyes closed and keeping your gaze on that internal landscape. Noticing any subtle shifts in your energy. Beautiful. And the last round, this time we'll do 70 pumpings. Again, let's take 2 deep cleansing breaths. So inhale, release, breathe in, release, inhale halfway, and begin 70 pumpings. start to slow down the pumpings for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With your eyes closed, begin to notice the quality and texture of your breath. The quality and texture of your mind. And how that may be different from the start of the breath work. Beautiful. And keeping your eyes closed, just go ahead and bring your hands down to your thighs or your knees if they're not already, and allow your palms to face up towards the sky. Just beginning to come into a state of receptivity. And then moving on to the second practice. We're going to inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 8 together. You're going to breathe in and out through your nose. So this is a nasal breath with the mouth closed. And we'll begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale, 8. Inhale, 4. Exhale, 8. Inhale, 4. Exhale, 8. And just continuing with your own breath and in your own time. Really filling up your lungs as you breathe in and emptying out as you breathe out. Allowing yourself to slow down. You can stay with the count of 4 and 8, or maybe increase to 5, 10, 6, 12. Just really allowing yourself to tune into your own inner guidance for what will serve you in this moment. And we'll just sit here for about a minute. Again, breathing fully. And breathing out. Really start to lengthen out your inhales. And lengthen out your exhales. Allowing yourself to just be here in this moment. with your breath. Just continuing for a few more rounds. Beautiful. And just allowing yourself now to breathe as you normally would. Allowing yourself to fully become present in this moment. Just by bringing your awareness to your breath. And if the mind starts to wander, because that's what the mind wants to do, just bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back to my voice. And just taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for being here today. For taking this sacred time to connect not just with each other, but connect back within to yourself. Whatever it is that may have taken you to be here in this moment, in this unprecedented time of uncertainty, just really feel into that quality of self-acknowledgement. Honoring all that you are in this moment. Honoring all that you have been. And honoring all that you are becoming. Beautiful. And take a moment now to just do a body scan from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. See if you notice any areas of tension, tightness, fatigue. See if you can notice without any attachment, without any judgment. And just see if you can start to soften. Soften your eyes. Soften the space between your eyes. Soften your jaw. Soften your shoulders even more across your back. Soften your hands, your fingers. Soften your chest. Soften your belly. Soften your feet and your toes. Relax. And just know that there's nowhere to be in this moment. There's nothing to do. But just breathe. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And now I invite you to visualize a beautiful shower of golden light coming down from above your head, coming down from Source, universal source of love, God, whatever it is you call your higher power. And imagine that beautiful golden light coming down from Source. And start to shower all over you. like a big, beautiful light, just cleansing you from anything that is no longer serving you in this moment. Letting go of any of the collective fear, any limiting beliefs, anything that is not your own. Just see and feel it being cleansed and cleaned and transmuted with this beautiful shower of golden light. And as you breathe, as you silently say to yourself, as you inhale, just saying, I am safe. And as you exhale, silently say, I release that which no longer serves. Inhale, I am safe. Exhale, I release that doesn't serve. And keep visualizing this beautiful, beautiful, bright light all around you. And then start to see it expand out. See it creating a bubble all around you, filling you up, and then start to expand into this golden bubble of light. And feel yourself supported. Feel yourself safe. And really feel into that. Feel yourself in this bubble of light and love, this higher vibration of love. Really feel yourself being fully alive. Feel yourself being fully expressed. Feel yourself radiating health. Breathe into that. This beautiful light and love. You can always come back to this feeling of home, this sense of space, sacred space. Know that this is yours. And regardless of whatever is going on around you and outside of you, you are always protected. You are always supported. You are always loved. And you are always divinely guided. And I now invite you to expand this bubble of light even bigger. So big that you can see yourself running, dancing, playing in this bubble of sacred space, of beautiful light. This higher vibration of love. Feel how spacious and expansive you are. Beautiful. And now I'd like to invite you to bring to your mind's eye, perhaps you have a partner that you live with, or roommates that you live with, or if you're alone, perhaps a partner that you desire. And just bring them into your mind's eye and invite them into your sacred space. Feel the trust and the certainty you feel with this person, and know that it is safe to share this space with them. And just begin to energetically feel that connection that you have with them beyond sharing a physical space. Feel yourself safe, supported, guided, and loved. Whether you are living alone, whether you are living with 1, 2, 3, however many people. Keep feeling into that feeling of, I am safe, I am supported. You can even start to insert anything that comes forward to you in this moment. I am. Maybe I am healthy. I am calm. Just breathe into that. Breathe into that higher vibration. Of love, connection, gratitude. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. And you can start to see your partner, your roommate, or future partner that you desire. Just see them walking away. Perhaps you hug each other, kiss each other, and see them turn around and walk away. But still keep feeling and seeing this beautiful bubble of golden light still surrounding you. And start to bring it into your spiritual heart, the space between your chest. Resting your right hand onto your heart, between your chest. Resting your left hand over your lower belly. And keeping your eyes closed. And really feeling into this feeling of gratitude for all of the loved ones that you have in your life. Whether you live with them or you are currently separated in this moment of time, you miss them. And really know and trust that you are always connected to them. And the love that you share and the love that you create as you are physically apart from them will continue to be felt by them wherever they are. And how beautiful it is that as spiritual beings having this physical human experience, that we can experience and feel divine love, and that we can feel and experience human love. Taking a moment to just silently say to yourself, thank you, thank you, thank you for this moment. Thank you that I am healthy, I am safe, I am well in my physical body. Just taking a deep cleansing breath, inhale. Open your mouth, release. And then bowing your head. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes, moving your fingers and your toes so that the first thing you see is yourself. And when you're ready, just gently coming back into the room and with everyone here online. So welcome back, everyone. Would anyone like to share how they're feeling now after the breath work and the meditation? Another 2-word check-in, or if you feel there's something more that you'd like to share, if you can put it in the chat box to the right. Carmen said bliss. Sarah, definitely more relaxed. Christine, super calm, relaxed, at the same time energized. Virginie, beautiful. Laura, beautiful, thank you. Beautiful. Jess, your voice is so calming, thank you. Oh, my pleasure, thank you. Steffi, I feel loved. Oh, you are loved. We are absolutely so loved. Rihanna said, thank you, release. Beautiful. So yeah, I always go by the energy of the collective energy of the group, and then also where we are right now in the world. And I kind of felt called to do this meditation just because, I think we've kind of been in lockdown for a few weeks, maybe wherever you are in the world, and you might be feeling this sense of confinement, whether you are living with somebody or you're not, and just to know that you can feel expansive and you can feel spaciousness, regardless if physically you don't see it and you can't feel it in your physical body, and that you can always tune into that feeling of being expansive and spacious, and that you have that always within each and every one of you. Isabel, relaxed and calm. Pilar, much better and less anxious. Beautiful. So what I'd love to do for the last, we have about 15 minutes on the call, is I'd like to open it up to anyone if you have questions, or if there's something that you particularly are feeling like you'd like to get some support around. I'd like to open up the floor to that for those that are live. And you can either just type that in the chat box, or if you're feeling extra connecting today, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, and we can chat that way. So I'll just give it if anyone's feeling they love some extra support today, anything at all. And the way you unmute yourself, if you'd like, is you just scroll over the bottom left. I think it's the same for you guys on your end. And you just click on the microphone, and that will unmute you. Pilar saying thank you so much, it was amazing. Christine, unfortunately, you have to leave. Thank you for joining us, bringing your energy. Just good brain break activities that are short to boost energy. Any recommendations? Yes, okay, so good brain break activities. I love like the breath work that we've done. So the breath of fire is really great. I would say if you are working from home and you are on your computer, laptop, one of the hot tips that I do, and I recommend to people that are trying to stay focused, like if you're working on something in particularly, but yet, like you're saying, you want like these brain breaks, is to have a moment where you do 25 minutes of work, dedicated work, 5 minutes of no work, no screen time, no phone, just like either going for a walk, going to the restroom, getting something to eat, drink, or maybe just like shaking, like doing some shaking in your body. So that would be 25-5, 25-5, 25-5, and then 25-15. So that's something I would recommend. I think, you know, we really get too concerned with like, we think we're focusing by spending like an hour and a half on something the whole time, when really it's really not good for us physically, and it's not good for us emotionally or mentally. We have to keep the body moving. So when you do this, I also encourage you to close out all your other windows, put your phone on airplane mode. So this is really something like when you really need to be focused on a task. If you really feel like, you know, you have some team, or you're on Slack, or you're on something, then just tell them, I'm focusing right now. So I'm turning it off, I'm shutting down. And that will really get you into that really being focused. Another thing that I recommend is to do something completely different than work. So for instance, if you think, oh, you know, I'm having a writer's block, or what am I going to do with this project, or how am I going to problem solve this? How am I going to, if you're doing something regarding work, is that you totally just step away from it and you do something like cleaning or decluttering, like something completely different. I know it sounds counterintuitive, like that has nothing to do with work, but in the same way that we do meditation, like when you're doing like, even if it's something that's like washing dishes or vacuuming, when you do something really in that, it's actually really meditative, right? Because you are doing something like repetitive, then all that other like chatter starts to melt away. And then you are so much more open and clear and receptive for those ideas of creativity and inspiration to flow through. So it could be as simple as, you know what, I'm not going to look at my email for like 2 hours. I'm going to go play with my child, or I'm going to go, I don't know, make dinner, or I don't know what it is that you like to do, like something, or something really like really manual with your hands, which really, really helps, something really tactile, so that you are not, you know, you're not thinking about work, and then it really will help to just open yourself to be more receptive. Did that help, Jess? Let me know. Steffi mentioned, how do you think we can stick to a feeling of trust? Yes, so I'm imagining a feeling of trust, like overall, general, with what's happening in the world. Steffi, if you want to just clarify with that. So yeah, what I do is I believe in a higher power, and I pray. I pray. So in addition to my breath work and my meditation, I pray before my meditation. I pray throughout the day. You know, when we rely on our own strength, you know, that's when we burn out. That's when we get stressed. That's when we have anxiety. But if we turn it over to something higher and bigger than ourselves, then that will help to melt away all that fear and anxiety, and really trust in something bigger than yourself. Trust in something that is something bigger than that we can ever imagine that is happening at play here. I mean, I know we're in the thick of it, right? Like we're in the thick of this pandemic, and we have no idea when it's going to end. Like no idea, right? Like I'm here in Spain, and they're telling the kids for school, like they're taking 15, like, okay, so 2 weeks, no, well, just the country in general, they're giving it like every 15 days, right? But we know it's going to be longer than 15 days and 30 days where we are right now. Like if we really want to contain this and really want to make safe our elders, people that are, you know, that are healthcare workers, and all these other things. So it's really, but at the same time, if you look at some of the good news that's coming through this, right? There is so much collective love and compassion that's happening right now on the earth and on our planet right now. Like we are not at war with each other. This is a virus. So we're actually coming together as a planet, as, you know, as human beings, like how can we help each other? And I read this, was it a meme or on social media? They said, you know, if you go out on the streets and it looks really desolate to you and it looks kind of scary and apocalyptic, instead come to a feeling of gratitude and this higher vibration, like, wow, everyone is coming together because we care about our elderly, we care about our healthcare workers, we care about those that, you know, their immune systems may be at risk. And so look at those empty streets knowing that we are collectively coming together because we do care about each other instead of the reverse. And I have to say, this was me yesterday was Monday, right? You know, I'm putting on a mask, I have my gloves, I'm going out to do some shopping, some food shopping for my family. And, you know, obviously there's a part of me, my heart's beating fast and I'm thinking, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is like some stuff that movies are made of, right? Like you're shopping, there's no one on the streets, there's no one in the shop. And I'm here with a mask and gloves. And then we come home and we're spraying everything with the disinfectant spray. And, you know, like we're just making sure that everything's, you know, copacetic and clean before we even like eat from it or put it into our kitchen. But, you know, again, we will naturally come into a contractive state. That's just how we experience life because we're human beings. We experience life through contrast. So if we can come back into an expansive state, which is the breath work, the meditation, prayer, like all these things that put us into a higher vibration, that's where the trust will come in. And that's where the stress, anxiety, and fear will start to melt away. I hope that answered your question. One of the things that I would like to share is, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with A Course in Miracles, which is a metaphysical text. Marianne Williamson and Gabrielle Bernstein are big spiritual teachers and spiritual advocates that follow that and use that in their teachings. And one of the things that I love in A Course in Miracles is it says, when you pray, you ask, you know, what would you have me do today? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say and to whom? And I say this every time in my morning prayer, before my meditation, and you just really give yourself to a higher power. And it's not so much, yes, okay, a part of it is a feeling of surrender. And I think in this time that we are right now, it's really like, yeah, like something's happening here. And like, how can I stay in that higher vibration? How can I have trust and faith over fear? And it's really coming back to those practices that put you back into the present moment. I hope that answered your question, Steffi. Carmen, I lost my grandmother last week. Oh, I'm sending you so much love, light, and healings. There's never enough words. And I'm returning back to work today. I'm looking for strength and endurance to complete my cast during this time. You know, Carmen, and I've said this before just because I had very, very deep personal experience with grief. You know, what set me on this path was my best friend that passed away from cancer. And then what recommitted my faith to this work in serving people was my father passing away from cancer. And I just have to say, you know, their grief is not an event, it is a process. So really just allowing yourself to move through that. A beautiful thing to do is like just to journal. What I love is release writing. So if like there's stuff that you feel like maybe you didn't get to tell your loved one, or maybe there's something you want to say to someone that didn't really understand how to, you know, hold space for you, just write it down. You know, I call it release writing, like a pure stream of consciousness, and then rip it up and burn it. And it's really just helps to just move that energy through you, because we all need to emote, right, in a healthy way. So if you need to cry, you need to release, right? If you need to hit a pillow, or, you know, whatever it is that you're feeling, just allow yourself the dignity of your own process. Laura, can you give recommendations for teenagers who feel frustrated and angry during this time? Again, I would go back to the release writing. This is a really good one. And then also the breath work, the Kapalabhati breathing, breath of fire that we did. this is a really beautiful practice that really, it fires up, right? Like our internal organs, but at the same time, it like slows us down, gets us more calm, gets us more present. So I'd say the breath of fire, release writing, and also like if they need to hit a pillow. I mentioned last week on last week's session, it's over there because I have actually my son doing it. He has the noodle, those things from the pool. I got it from like a shop here. I cut it in half. I do this with my coaching clients, but I'm having my son do it because I can see that as a boy, like he's not exerting his energy. Like he doesn't do tennis anymore. He doesn't do taekwondo. He doesn't have all this where he's really allowing himself to emote, right? Like this energy, whether he's angry, stressed, frustrated. So one of the things that you can do is if you don't, like either you can just hit a pillow or you can get one of those noodles and you literally like you hit it into a pillow. And you take the anger out on the pillow. You never bring it back to yourself. And you can literally just say what it is that you're angry about, right? So like, I'm angry about being in this house. I'm angry, I can't stand the fact that like I can't see my friends. Like just take your anger out on the pillow until like you really feel like a release. That's something that I would recommend. I hope you found that helpful, Laura. Sarah, I love cleaning to feel less stressed. My house has never been that clean and tidy. I love that. I love that. Steffi, I was thinking trust in general. Yes, so I hope that served you in what I mentioned earlier. Oh, thank you for the answer, okay. And everyone sending love, strength, and healing to Carmen, beautiful. Virginia, I have 2 teenager sons, bored and angry. Yes, so I really recommend that. You know, my son, he's taking my yoga bolster as well. He just started using it like as a kicking, like my son will hold it and he's doing his taekwondo kicking and punching. And I'm like, go, get it, do it. Like a part of me is like, that's my yoga bolster, but okay, that's fine. It could be multi-purpose. So he's like punching it, he's doing his kicks and everything. And I'm like, he needs to get it out. And as much like I see my children, like, you know, how they're being affected, I'm like, emote, get it out, be angry. And there's like a point where my son's like, I want to see my friends. I want to be like, you know, on the computer, and I'm trying to limit as much screen time. And there's a point where he's like, not happy with me. So he'll go in the bathroom and lock the door. He's done this like twice. And I'm like, are you okay in there? He goes, yeah, I'm just reading in here. I'm like, okay. So I let him have his space. I let him have his time. You know, this is really important that we're not always trying to infringe, like, you know, is there something I can do? Oops. Okay. So yeah, just really allowing whoever it is, whether it's teenager or whoever it is that you are literally sharing physical space with right now in this moment, just allowing them to have it, you know, like whether it's get angry, hit a pillow, they want to lock themselves in a room, go for it. Laura said, I love the course. Amazing. I hope that answered your question. If not, let me know. Laura, love and light to Carmen. Yes. Beautiful. Okay, so did anyone, hopefully they answered your questions. If anyone else had something that I mentioned, or maybe it's come forward for you now during the call, you can go ahead and put it in the chat box. Otherwise, I think we're at the top of the hour. And so thank you so much for joining me live. Like I mentioned before, no need to re-register. I will go ahead and automatically send you the weekly link and password and the recording, obviously live. It's just a beautiful collective energy. I hope you feel that too when we're on here live, but if you can't make it live, no worries. I know life happens. Just to let you know, are there any men on the call right now? No, they've left already. I am doing a virtual workshop this Sunday, April the 5th. For those of you that maybe have a male partner, or maybe you know of some men that can use some extra support that are in lockdown right now. So really it's a workshop to really help them know how to manage their emotions, how to communicate in a more loving way, and also just to stay close with their partner during this time. because, you know, as we know, we're now working from home and we're together 24/7. So I'm going to, actually that will be in the recording link tomorrow, but I can put that in the chat box here. And so basically you just go to lesliesaglio.com /, if I can find / on the Spanish keyboard. I'm not used to the Spanish keyboard. I found it. Event, no, that's capitalized. And then you can find more information on that. It's a free virtual workshop. It's Sunday the 5th at 5 p.m. And again, that will be via Zoom. So if you have any men in your life that can use some extra support, send them my way, because in supporting men, I believe it's supporting us as well. And I think that's it. Also, I think I mentioned that as part of my tribe, I'm offering off all my sessions 50% off. So if you are feeling called that you would like some extra support, whether it's in coaching or energy healing session, do connect with me. I'll put that here in the comments as well. That will take you directly to my calendar where you can book that. Is anyone new to energy healing, or how that works? Normally I don't really offer these sessions, but because we are in lockdown and you can't get a massage, you can't have a chiropractor, you can't have an osteopath, like all these people that need to be with you physically, manually, to help you move that energy and really shift some of the things that are maybe happening physically in your body. I'm offering these sessions now to help you remotely. And if you click on that, there'll be a link where you can see more information on what that is. So thank you all for joining me today, and I'd love to connect with you. If you're not already following me on social media, I'm on Instagram at Leslie Saglio, LinkedIn Leslie Saglio, or Facebook Leslie.Saglio, and I'd love to connect with you there as well. So I'm wishing you all a beautiful rest of your day. Stay safe, calm, connected, and please stay at home. Much love, many blessings. Bye, everyone.